Hello everyone, today I thought I would do a draw my life thing continued because Caspar, the idiot, has tagged me to do it. So I thought, God, you know what, I'm going to have to do it now before Christmas. So here we go, this is the continuation, is that even a word? I don't even know, of my life so far as Thatcherjoe. So where did the last one finish? I can't even remember. All I do know is I don't know how to speed it up quick enough so I can, there we go, right Thatcherjoe on the jumper. Now I know that I'm close to, that's it, that's the end. So first of all what happened was, I carried on roof thatching. I left off, I still had my job as a roof thatcher, and I was doing it with my uncle. I had an apprenticeship with my uncle on the roof, and I was loving my job still. But it got to the point where YouTube was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was still thatching, so I wanted to make sure that I finished my apprenticeship and did all that kind of stuff. And I still had the intention of being a thatcher. Even though it was like a hobby, and it still is obviously now, I think I had like 2 million subscribers, and I was still working 5 days on the roof. I actually remember back in the day, it got to a point where people would go past on the school bus and see me on the roof. They'd actually look out for thatched roofs, and they'd see me on the roof, and then they would jump off the bus when it had stopped, obviously, and run over and ask for selfies. And then you've got the old people that lived in the house like, I say, what on earth's going on? Why are there all these young girls traipsing around my garden asking for selfies? And throughout all this time, my sister continued to be an absolute legend, and she lent me her laptop, camera, tripod. She lent me everything she had to get my YouTube channel started and stuff, and she was just a general legend. Also, notice how the red pen stains my board. Look, it really annoyed me. Really annoyed me. Then I remember one day I got asked if I wanted to fly out to LA to interview Simon Cowell for this this project that they were doing, and I was like actual proper Simon Cowell, and yep, we want to fly out to LA first class to basically do an interview with Simon Cowell. And I couldn't quite believe it. I remember flying over there. I had to go on my own as well, and I was first time on a plane on my own, and I was terrified. I was actually genuinely pooing myself. I had never met any celebrities before, and obviously he's one of the scariest there is, so I was terrified, but he was actually a really, really nice guy. And that's when I started to realise that my little hobby was starting to become a much, much bigger thing, and I noticed that a lot of YouTubers were starting to do like daily videos of what they got up to in their day, which I thought was a bit odd, you know, like a lot of other people would think now. But then I decided to give it a go, and lo and behold, I became one of these vlogger people. Not a daily vlogger, don't get mistaken, I was not a daily vlogger, I was someone who vlogged on a regular basis, but not daily. Alright? And as you can imagine, YouTube just got bigger and bigger and bigger for me, and it got to the point where I wanted to do YouTube full time and really pursue it, but I also wanted to make sure I had I'm all about the safety nets. I wanted to get my A-levels before I became a roof thatcher in case I fell off a roof and could then go to uni, but I also wanted to make sure that I had an apprenticeship in roof thatching before I did YouTube full time, so then if YouTube doesn't work out, I could always go back to being a roof thatcher, and if that doesn't work out, back to uni. And if that doesn't work out, then I'm pretty screwed. Now, as YouTube got bigger and bigger, I met some really, really amazing people in the YouTube industry, and I also had some amazing opportunities going my way. And one that really sticks out was when we did the It's All About YouTube charity song for Sport Relief. That was a really, really big moment for me, and we actually managed to raise, I think it was between 30 to 50k. I think it was over £50,000, which is amazing. Now, annoyingly, my camera cut out, which is really annoying because I drew a really, really cool picture of a van. And I got to color it in red, and it ruined my board, and it was going to be a really funny joke throughout the whole thing, but I seem to have forgot to film that bit. But anyway, I'll carry on. So it got to the point where I had to keep asking my uncle for time off work to go and do like amazing things in London, like film with other YouTube creators or work with some amazing people in the industry, all that kind of mumbo jumbo. But anyway, it got to the point where I was spending so much time in London, but I managed to stick with the whole roof thatching thing until my uncle thought that I was ready to leave. And so it got to the point where he thought, right, Joe, do you know what? I think this YouTube thing is something really, really special. I think it's going places, and I think you're ready now to sort of leave the roof and really go and pursue it and try and make something out of it. So thanks to my uncle, I am now here making this video. So thanks, Uncle Gary. You're a legend. And hopefully I'm doing you proud. So I moved to London, which was very, very scary. I'm from a very, very small village, so to move to London was a very, very big decision. There was another YouTuber who was also looking for a roommate who was living in London at the time, and that guy's name was Caspar Lee. Now, he used to live with Alfie, who's my sister's boyfriend, and then obviously Alfie moved in with Zoe, and then obviously, I keep saying obviously too much, Caspar was then looking for a roommate, and I thought, you know what, he's a bit of an odd one, but let's give it a go. We got on really, really well, and we ended up making some really, really great videos together, and we still do to this day, to be honest. And some of the videos I really enjoyed doing the most, I got really into doing impressions. For example, like Peter Griffin. There he is, look. You want me to do the impression, don't you?
My name's Peter. Hey there, Joe. What you drawing? Oh, you're drawing Kermit the Frog, huh? I see. Oh, yes, that's right, Peter. My name's Kermit the Frog.
But apart from that, one thing that really made my channel blow up massively was pranks, especially pranks on Caspar. And so began the roommate prank war. Now, he got me first, and then I retaliated, and it's been going back and forth ever since. And a lot of them have actually gone quite viral, which has been amazing. And then if 2 channels wasn't enough, I decided to start my 3rd channel because I've always been into gaming. I thought, you know what? Gaming's pretty big on YouTube, so I wanted to get involved. And I started Thatcherjoe Games. Then one day I got asked to go to a meeting about a potential book, and I thought, oh god, here we go. I'm gonna be another YouTuber book person. But growing up, I always preferred comics and graphic novels to actual books, so we decided to do a graphic novel together, and then we created username Evie, and this is my attempt at actually drawing her. I'm useless. Do you know what, actually, instead of actually drawing her, I'm just gonna chuck the book on. A lot easier, there we go, way better. One of my highlights since I've started this whole YouTube journey was my trip to LA with Will Derbyshire, Ollie White, Cal Freezy, and Joe Weller. We spent, I think it was around like a month in LA, and we just lived that LA lifestyle, and it was incredible. I had made so many good friends, so many good memories, and it was just such a laugh. And we got to vlog ourselves in new situations, in new areas of the world, and it was just good to share our experiences and our travels with you. I came back to London and bizarrely got the opportunity to be a seagull. Not only one seagull, 2 seagulls in the new SpongeBob movie with Caspar. And it was my first go at doing like proper voiceover, like character voiceover, and I absolutely loved it. It's something that I really, really want to pursue in the future. And then something even crazier happened, and me and Caspar got the opportunity to not only star in our own film, but also produce our own film. We teamed up with BBC Worldwide and Oyster Productions, who are the production company behind amazing shows like Top Gear, and we created Joe and Caspar Hit the Road, which is basically like a travel kind of documentary-style comedy film where me and Caspar travel around Europe with no money, no vlogging technology or anything like that, and we just got to try and work our way around Europe to get back home in one piece. And we managed it. We went all around Europe to amazing places like Italy. Where else did we go? We went to France and Spain, and it was just amazing. Like the best. We filmed it in a week, and it was the best week of my life. One of the best weeks of my life, anyway. And there's my sock in the corner. To top it all off, we even got to have our own Leicester Square premiere, which, no joke, is honestly one of the highlights of my life so far. The crowd were amazing, like everything about it was amazing. But I'll tell you what's not amazing is my red carpet colouring in. It's probably a room of board as well. And other than that, I've just been, travelling around the world a lot. And you all know that I blooming well love travelling. And I'm so lucky that I've got all of you in different countries watching my videos, because that then means that I can travel to your countries and meet you. So I've been to places like the Philippines, Thailand, America, like so many different countries this year with Caspar, which I never thought I'd be able to do. And I know you're all thinking, but Joe, have you been on any dates? Tell us about your love life. We want to know about your love life. Has there been any girls involved? All right, calm down. Of course there's been girls involved throughout my time on YouTube, but I feel like that's one thing that I'll always keep pretty private. Like, I want to keep it away from YouTube. I'm single at the moment, but I know, actually, do you know what? A lot of you could make detectives, though. Oh my word, your detective skills are on point. But do you know what? My main love is you. You watching this right now. If it wasn't for you, obviously, then I couldn't do all the amazing things that I get to do, like I always say. And yeah, it's been like an incredible journey, and this love heart is going to take me ages to colour in. So I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed it, big thumbs up. And I also want to tag Ollie. I want to tag you. Have you done it? Have you done it yet?
No, I'm not doing it.
Mate, I'm tagging you now.
It's going to take so long.
Just do it. Come on, bite the bullet. Come on, we've all got to do it. Caspar started it. We've got to do it. We've got to keep him happy,